Friday, everybody. Welcome to welcome to Friday Night Audit, the one and only Friday Night Audit, the only show in hospitality gutsy enough to both drink and ask the questions you need to know the answers to. Craig, how are you today, man?
I'm great, Glenn. How are you? Good week this week.
Yeah, great week this week. It was really a lot of fun. I was home, so that was really awesome. So I didn't have to go very far. I had some takeout Chinese food, so that was a highlight. And I got in a nap this week, so
barbecued.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Seriously.
And Elaine is still talking. So,
well,
when are you leaving again?
All right, she's still talking to me, but it has to be through an interpreter. I don't know. She wants a translation from my bullshit to English. Apparently, I don't know.
Hey, that is a plus. When she says I need an interpreter and it's a divorce attorney, that's not so good.
Yeah. That would not be too good. I'll tell you what, though, man. Tonight's an exciting night because we are going way back to Click just a month ago, right? And you had a great raffle there, and we had an award winner who's won the prize of being here. Now now everybody listening, we told her what a great prize it is. Don't let her onto the truth. So yeah, so she's here, and it's going to be really great. You want to introduce this incredible guest?
She is a new member of the Click family, a new member of the partner family as well, and they are a great provider of third service reports. And they've opened up an evaluation group, and Fiona is part of that. And Fiona Henry, welcome to Friday Night Audit.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
How are you, Fiona?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Like Messi over here or something like that. That's me trying.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. So this is exciting. You win the award, I think, for being our least suspecting guest. You have no idea who we are really, what we do, or what's going on over here. So thanks for coming on and playing along with us tonight.
And
thank you guys.
What, Craig?
And our youngest.
Yeah. So how long have you been in the hospitality industry?
Less than a year. I graduated from college back in June, and then I joined the partner evaluation team in July. So I was in hospitality for a couple years before that throughout college, but I've only been in the more professional hospitality world since July.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. And before we go on, Craig, we got to do this. Now that I made sure she's old enough to do this. That's right. It's cocktail time, the beginning of the show where it all starts to go wrong. Craig, I wonder what you're drinking. And we're going to get to Fiona's drink in a second, but what are you drinking over there, buddy?
We've got something new, and we've got two versions. We have now got the BF Rona.
I like that.
It is a blending of two great cultures, Irish and Mexican. And
I think it's
beautiful Baja California. And besides the regular, we've also got a light with the BF on it himself right there. So we've got these two wonderful beers that you will have to pay tariff fees on. But you know what, Glenn?
Yeah.
They're magically delicious.
Yeah. Hey, Suzanne.
But you do need to let Fiona know who BF is, because not everybody knows.
Well, she did meet Bruce Ford of Logic Econometrics.
Yes, but you weren't using,
You're a classy lady. Fiona, what are you drinking this evening?
I am drinking a local beer from Tucson, Arizona, where I'm at right now, a Dragoon Amber.
Nice. That's
We'll
awesome.
not be getting the tariffs on it.
Yeah, I was.
Just on the beer can.
Yeah, I think Corona is doing the partnership with BF to try to skirt the tariffs over there. They're going to move the operation to New Hampshire. Yeah. So, do I drink the blonde or the original wheat beer? The
Original.
blonde? All right, the
Let
original.
me go with the original.
We'll start with the Hogard and then we'll move on to the Leffe. All right.
A Hefe? That's you. How do you drink yourself, Glenn?
I don't have 1,000
Up to man. He's got nothing to say.
I don't know which would have had Fiona staying on any longer. Hey, anyone, cheers.
Cheers. Hey, CJ, don't call him Christopher Arlotta's here, too.
Happy weekend, everybody. Thanks so much for spending some time with us as we kick off another exciting spring weekend. I can't believe it's April already. I got Passover coming up just next weekend. It's amazing. It's going so fast.
And I thought it was Easter. Shows you that I'm the heathen in the group.
Yeah, I know. Well, I love Passover for the excuse to cook. Not so much for the matzah. Although, I do recommend if you ever need to tie up your bowels, Fiona, eat some matzah. It'll make you screeching hot. Yeah.
Yeah. What did I get into?
I mean, you've been around long enough to know how us Jews have suffered. This is another way,
Yeah.
All right. So, when you're being asked to provide a frontal experience right now,
Yeah, we're going full frontal over here on the full mod. Yeah, I don't think that's the right way, Suzanne. What hold on, I'll do it.
It's David.
Oh,
That was David.
David, but I like that. I like that he's getting the blame anyway.
Yeah, that was David. That wasn't Dr. Producer Suzanne. She is the professional. Cheers, Mr. Cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think CJ thinks it's weird. But when do they not get weird is the question.
That's true. So, Fiona, what made you want to get into the hospitality industry?
Man, that is a great question. We were just talking about this today, actually. We were doing a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. I started in, I guess, the introductory of hospitality back when I first started college. I was working at Starbucks. I got like a manager role there, and I was really enjoying talking to people and being able to, make people feel happy every day. It's one of the little things that makes me tick. And then
Nice.
I was going through school and I was switching around my major, and I was just realizing that I do like talking to people, but I also really like the number side of everything. And I don't want to talk to people at all times.
Yeah.
So I kind of I went and got a lodging real estate concentration from the University of Denver. And that sort of morphed me into where I'm at now doing appraisals. I also had some experience working in hotels too. And I mean, who doesn't love a good hotel? I think I'm just a classic hotel fan too. So it's kind of the perfect blend.
All right, so let's do a flash appraisal. What value do you give this podcast so far?
100 million. Easy. Easy. Yep.
That's awesome.
Glenn and I just got put into a new tax bracket. Wait a minute.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe you want it to be a little bit lower.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's all right. This podcast only comes with a 5% tariff, so we're doing really good over there.
So are you out there walking the properties as well and going through that entire process?
Yeah, it's not every time that I go to the property, but anytime it's something a little more particular or specific, I'm definitely going to be going. So on Sunday, I'm going to Indianapolis.
Nice.
For a couple days. I'm doing a proposed property there, so I don't get to go stay and look in a fancy hotel, but I get to look at all the other fancy hotels and see where this one's going to go. So
is this your first time in Indy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It'll be my first time anywhere in the Midwest, actually.
Downtown market's a lot of fun. Great restaurants.
So you got to save us some tips because Glenn and I will be there next in June.
Fiona, Yeah, you've been in the business 3.5 minutes. I've been in it 30 years, and I've never been to Indianapolis.
Oh my God.
You're already knocking that out.
It's last time I was there, we were looking at doing a management job there, and I got to tell you, the Marriott products there were beautiful, and they were built so that Indy could get a Super Bowl. You had to have X amount of rooms for the NFL.
Hey guys, I've got a beer spilling issue. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, do a spit take, don't do that, Glenn. Yeah, take him out. But the hotel's downtown. It's also the home of the NCAA, and it's a fun city. Great steaks, great nightlife. Now, because the NCAA is there and all of that, a lot of athletes that are very tall. So it's like, okay, I'm like barely
that they're very tall.
And this is going to be gross, but the urinals are like so high. It's like, are you kidding me? Who the hell put these in there?
Clearly, I will not have that issue. Thank you, Craig, for that advice, though.
Yeah, I'm glad that won't apply to me. I should be okay.
Well, the toilets may be up higher.
Yeah, they can be super high. Yeah, that's true.
But it's a beautiful city. The airport, the streets, the freeway system, all plus. I really enjoyed that city. And if I don't know if you follow sports or not, but if you do, Pat McAfee, who used to be the punter for the Colts, does his live podcast show that's also on ESPN. So.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's a great city. I'll see if I've still got some notes in my phone about some of the restaurants, and I'll send them over to all of you. But I found that airport an absolute delight to get in and out of. It was clean. Everything was new, and they make a lot of money for their road improvements and everything for oil. It's a big oil state. Which shocked me.
What are you talking about? My face?
No. You don't have zips.
Stains on his desk now.
I don't know what the hell happened there. I mean, I knocked this thing over. I don't know why I knocked it over. I guess because I'm a dumbass, but
that's the first time I feel like he's done that.
First time, 171 shows. Second spilled booze. There was that time at Click. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That doesn't really
count. Let us vote on that one.
I think that one was spilled on me more than me doing it myself. I don't know. We'll have to go back and check the videotape. We'll get Dave on that. All right.
Dave was probably there, and that's why it spilled.
No, he was not there. I had my conference producer
just spit take.
giving him the never-ending glass of tequila for the show.
Oh, that one. Yes.
There's Artie.
Yep.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So, Fiona, what are you looking for when you're out there going through the appraisal? I'll talk about the paperwork that they submit to you for that, but when you're out there looking, what do you want to see?
So my goal of this trip to Indianapolis is to understand what's driving demand in the market and what the overall trajectory of the market is. So I'm trying to figure out if these hotels are doing better than they were 2 years ago, if they're doing worse, if there's any big events coming on, what kind of development's going on, not even just in hotels, but just general development. You know, if they're building up a certain area of the city and it's going to bring a lot more people, that's kind of what I'm looking for. And then, you know, I get to go to all of these awesome hotels. So I'm going to talk to all of them and chat them up and see what makes
is it like official chatting them up, or are you just going in and going, hey, or is it that, what kind of thing? What is that like?
It should probably be more like the first one. But sometimes it tends to be the second one, depending on if I can't schedule something beforehand.
And I love going in and being stealthy about it. Then you probably have to eat and drink there, and hang out and be undercover. I can picture you like hiding behind a newspaper. You still have those things anywhere. I guess that'd be more suspicious if you're hiding these days.
I'm usually not too suspicious. I usually go up and talk to them. Right behind bushes or something. I usually go talk to them, but if they won't talk to me, then I'll just start walking around their hotel until somebody stops me.
Well, to give you a little tip on that, there's not a GM that doesn't love to talk about his okay, or a DOS. So when we were doing our market research, we'd walk in and nobody knew us. So I go, hey, I'm looking about having a family reunion, or we're looking at doing this and a little team development for the company. And they go through all their amenities. They take all their rooms. They would talk about everything and how they're better than the guy down the street and this, that, the other. It was hysterical. And, it's like, okay, well, what's your average rate here? And then boom, they're giving me everything.
Yeah, that's true. If you can get them feeling like they're just doing better than everybody else, that helps for sure.
Oh yeah, I would walk in not only with all the data that we could comb off of from AAA, but Smith Travel research reports and everything else.
What would you get from AAA, like triptychs and stuff like that?
Well, more of what their rating was with AAA.
Yeah.
Oh, use your Bluetooth connection and bring them on the show.
No, because it's just a spam call. The only calls I get are spam calls. After 30 years, in the career, I never remember to return phone calls. People stop calling me except the spam bots. Yeah.
Suzanne, I am offended. He takes my calls and he thinks I'm spam.
Listen,
right.
I just say thank you for calling. You're on a recorded line. State your name, and it goes click.
Yeah.
That's a
Works
good
for
one.
me.
But doing that market research, going, okay, who's got a reasonably decent property but doesn't know how to operate it, and something we buy, something we can manage. It's just a lot of fun. Now, you're doing a feasibility study while you're out there?
No, it's not really a feasibility study. It's just an appraisal, which it kind of turns to feasibility, if the loan is more than the value of property.
Right.
But no, it's not actually feasibility. It's just full appraisal. I think they've already done feasibility, but I'm not super sure.
That's such a fun gig where you get to go out there and talk to people.
Which hotel, when you head out, are you most excited about exploring?
That's a great question. I don't really know. I've been looking at all the hotels. There's a Conrad, which seems interesting, but they've had a lot of turnover and they don't have a general manager or a director of sales right now. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get much out of them. But that's supposed to be one of the luxury properties there. And then there's a hotel called Bottle Works, which I guess is in like an old Coca-Cola factory, something like that. That's supposed to be super cool. So I'm excited to check that one out.
I love those kinds of hotels.
Yeah.
For me, adaptive reuse projects are the coolest freaking projects there are. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
So that should be cool.
New Orleans over here, I caught my love bug for those products. There was a Hampton Inn that was in an old warehouse right by the convention center. This is like 15, 20 years ago or something, maybe 20. It's got to be 20, 25 years ago already when that opened. And I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And ever since then, I fell in love.
I wonder what it's turned to, because I don't know that there's a Hampton right near the convention center.
I've got to check that out. It was in some sort of factory.
Because there is
where
a Hampton, but it's at a distance. Because that was one that I thought I was gonna stay in, but
I'll have to bring up the Google Earth. I'm going to
Billy
The
Bob's
Google.
now.
Is it
the Google.
the Google Earth? Well, it's like nothing personal, Fiona, but I have to add the now to all of these things. It's a requirement once you get to a certain age in your 50s. So it is what it is. All right, so I think so. I want to move on to our big feature because I think it's going to take a little while to talk this out. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea, Glenn.
All right, so we have decided that we are going to put my shit talking to the test. I've got all of these pet peeves that have been bothering me about hotels. They're more like systemic issues that we can't seem to get a hold of. So it's kind of a synthesis of everything that I've been thinking about, everything that Craig's been thinking about, and hopefully a little bit about what you all have been thinking about there. So we're going to pick a list, and we're going to create.
Luck. It isn't much, so it's got to be a short list.
Yeah, we're going to create.
We like short.
Yeah, we were gonna create an April anarchy list, which might go on into May and June. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're not gonna have false deadlines here because we're gonna involve all of you out there, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna poll everybody for these, brackets and stuff like that. But tonight we're gonna kick it off, and I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Of course, Fiona, jump in. Any single time. So let's bring up my my list over here. Hold on. Oop. All right. I got to get. Listen. I don't know what's going on.
Push the right button.
Yeah. All right. So I want to go through the list of what I've already come up with. I think, or maybe we should go. What do you think? We should go one at a time. Yeah. Let's go one at a. Yeah. Let's go one at a time, and I won't bring up the list now. We'll wait until I say everything. I think it'll have higher impact over there. Hey, thanks for joining our production meeting here at Friday Night Audit. We really appreciate you joining.
Yes. They are fun. We get to see what.
Yeah. All right. So number one, and guys, throw yours in at any time in the comment section. All right. So number one, when you're in the big full service hotels, the elevator buttons only on one side of the elevator. Then you got the person standing there in front of the buttons, and then everybody's got to ask the person to move, and it creates a lot of mass confusion in the elevator. That'd be my number one pet peeve. Not my number one pet peeve, just the first pet peeve I'm mentioning this evening. I'm not offering any priority to any pet peeves this evening. That's what the brackets are going to do. Craig, sorry.
I mean, does that?
But how does that?
Go ahead, Suzanne.
How does that relate to the properties that you have to type in your floor number on the keypad outside, and then it calls your elevator and tells you where to go?
Oh, they don't let us in those, so we're not even considering.
I tried to get into
different types of properties.
No, there's only certain hotels that they'll let Glenn or I in.
Obviously, this list does not apply to every single hotel on the planet. Widespread issues here, Suzanne. But I appreciate getting the shit. So yes, Craig.
So now, Glenn, does that also take into consideration that you've got hotel elevators next to one another, and you walk into one and the buttons are on the left-hand side, and you walk into the other one and the buttons are on the right-hand side?
You are so disturbed by that.
Yes. You ought to be in an elevator hotel with him.
Drives me crazy. Especially when you got to do the room key.
You should join us in a hotel sometime and have a camera and film it. It is, I'll tell you, it's probably the best party trick you will ever give to any of your friends.
Yeah,
that's why he prefers the hotels with the escalator. He doesn't have to touch buttons and figure out his left from his right.
Till I hit the stop button at the bottom,
All right, so that's number one. Number two, my baby, my favorite. The faucets in bathrooms.
Oh God!
That come out this far, and all I'm doing is hitting porcelain, and I can't get my hands wet, and I lose all my dignity in the process. So that's number two on the list here. Not the second one, just the second one I'm mentioning.
But I would say that's probably the most frequent complaining aspect that I have heard you say in all of the years that I've known you.
Well, just drives me.
Let's see what the rest of the list provides.
It just drives me bonkers. But I want to thank my friends over at the Dream Inn in Santa Cruz, who instead of just having it like this, they went and they angled it out so the water goes to the middle. What a revelation! All right. So that's
Glenn, can't you just travel with a pool noodle in your suitcase that you can shove over the faucet, and then you can divert it to wherever you want it to go?
That is genius.
Let's traveling with a pool noodle. I want a picture of. Okay.
All All right,
Yeah.
New Orleans, we've got it covered.
Yeah, we call it something like the sinker doodle or something like that. So I don't know. Let us know what you think. All right, then of course we've got my disdain for the on and off light switch buttons, because every single lamp and fixture is different, and I never know where they are. Is it up here, right next to the light bulb? Is it down on the floor? Is it across the room? I don't know. I can't deal with that. Fiona, has that ever happened to you? You're like looking around the room trying to turn on a light, particularly when it's dark.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I'm okay with it. As long as I don't have to put my room key in to turn the lights on, that's when we have a problem. Because if I don't know, I don't always know where my room key is. Like, what if I've already put it away? I've already gone up the elevator. Now I got to put my room key in. Lights. I'm not a fan of that.
There's nothing worse. You put the room key away and you got to pull it out again.
Yeah. Same with the elevator, the room key. Yeah, same thing.
Way too much work. All right, the next one I have on the list.
Have you stayed? One moment, Glenn. Have you stayed I know we've been to graduates, but have you stayed overnight in a graduate?
Multiple ones, yes.
Okay, so did you find the light switches were like hidden practically? At least the last one I found.
So this has more to do with the building itself a lot of times, because the graduates that I've stayed in,
okay,
I can't speak to all of them, but the ones I stayed in are much, much older buildings, like the one in Providence, which is well over 100 years old, for example. So I give those properties free passes on everything.
Yeah, they were on the actual fixtures, like the light fixture, like in one school.
I've seen that before.
Like they are like legitimately hidden. You can't find them.
Right. And I've had that in many, 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 many hotels. Right.
And Glenn, and all honestly, Dan, Glenn's not allowed back into a graduate. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay.
But they were nice about it. They gave me a diploma and they graduated me. They're like, just don't come back. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. So we've got the on-off switches on light fixtures. The next one, as somebody whose least favorite hobby is getting up 5 times a night to pee, is the bathrooms are either a light of 1,000 suns bright or pitch black that I can't see anything. So I can't stand. I can't.
You pee in the tub.
What's that? Was that?
Why you pee in the tub?
Sometimes it's easier just to sleep and pee in there. You can shower in the morning and be on your way. I'm about efficiency.
Yeah, it's going, why am I here?
Yeah.
Fiona's going, oh no, what did I get into?
Moving right along.
Says this is much worse than I even expected this was going to go.
Moving right along, please.
Oh, we almost got Suzanne to do another spit take.
What do you mean hurry along, Suzanne? We're almost done. We're almost done. We've only got like another 467 items on this list. All right. So next up,
we'll get him started on the apps.
These are some of my favorites, though. This next one is the desk chair always being the wrong freaking height to the desk itself.
Oh,
why am I, as an individual who's around about 5'10", sitting like this at a desk chair, stuff like that. Average height of the American is smaller than me, and I'm very average in height. So why am I always having pillows under my ass to make this work? Let's figure this out. You don't have to have a fancy up and down seat. I understand things are expensive, but let's just get somebody to sit with a couple of chairs, a couple of different people, different heights, work there for a second, and figure this out. All right, so that's how I'm feeling about that. Fiona, has this happened to you? I can tell it's happened to you. You feel like you feel confident, and you sit down at this thing, and it's like you're at the kids' table.
Yeah, it's true. They're always the least comfortable chairs I've ever sat in, too. I've never had a comfortable desk chair at the hotel ever. Like actively uncomfortable. Yeah.
I've had a few. I've been very fortunate to have some good. Yeah.
Tell me where you're staying. I need to start staying there.
Yeah, you should check out. I do a blog where I talk only exclusively about desk chair height.
The chairs? Yeah, okay.
That's Substack show that
that's much more, Substack. That's much more relevant. That would have been funnier.
He also has the blog that just talks about the sink faucets.
Perfect.
People. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, next. This one's never going to be changed because it's a cost issue. I can't stand the teeny tiny coffee cups that they give you for the complimentary coffee. I'm like
Why
spending
do you
all
even
this
drink
time.
that?
What's that?
Why do you even drink that?
Oh yeah.
Because I need coffee in the morning.
Go downstairs.
Do you go downstairs?
What? No, I'm going downstairs. The coffee cups from downstairs, not in the room. I'm never
just
gonna
said the complimentary ones. Okay, well.
Yes, because sorry, Suzanne, I don't stay at your fancy hotels where they charge you for coffee.
Yes, you.
Man. No, I'm talking about your typical select service hotel that offers, basic breakfast. We'll talk about buffets maybe a little bit later. But for now, I'm speaking exclusively of the coffee cup side. Yeah. All right. Mr. Cards is saying here the standard is 10 ounce. That's not good. That's not good.
Minimum 12.
Starbucks has boosted everyone up to, much higher, like 18, 16 ounce. I don't know what the hell they are, but they're.
What is that? A venti? A latte? A grande?
I refuse to call them their stuff. I was out when they called the small a tall. I'm like, I'm not playing into your trickery over cup size naming.
But I can't believe you still go to Starbucks. It's like I avoid that like the plague.
I don't go to Starbucks. I go to hotel lobbies that proudly serve Starbucks coffee.
Well, maybe we should go on a mission and get them to Pete's.
And Suzanne, I got to put this one up. John says we're giving our dogs coffee at a doggo because all they did was complain.
Good going, Sturge. Love it.
I'm not complaining about the quality of coffee. I'm just complaining about the coffee cup size because then that leads me into having to bring multiple cups upstairs, which is a waste of material and also quite a hazard if you've ever seen me try to push elevator buttons holding multiple cups of coffee. So this is not good for anyone.
No, it's a hazard for everybody around you. Okay?
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, although I might want to take the positive attitude and say I'm like creating jobs or something from all the messes I create. There's got to be a crew to clean up behind me and stuff like that. So I just want a cup of coffee. And remember, I haven't had
the elevator.
Yeah. Right. All right. So this is a new one that I haven't complained much about. Fiona, do you go out to eat much?
Yeah.
Do you ever go out? Do you ever go out with other people? Nobody will eat with me, so I eat exclusively. But
I like to go out with other people. Yeah, I like to go out with other people. Yeah.
So the highest profitable item in a restaurant, from my understanding, F&B people, please tell me if I'm wrong, is your alcohol, right? So why did they give one cocktail menu to your table of 12? Why can we not come up with this, like a couple more cocktail menus over here? Let's get these drinks ordered. Make some money. I don't know. Yeah. Right? Why?
Breakfast.
Yeah. Right. So I don't know. I'd love to hear your opinions on this. Craig, would you love to bask in the glow of you and I both looking at a cocktail list simultaneously, or do you want to live in a universe where you have to look at someone enviously because they know whether there's an old fashioned or not on the menu?
The two of you are drinking beer. You're not even drinking anything fancy. So the most people are going to go with a cocktail or a beer or a beverage that they already know. They're not trying to ooze over something that's standard.
You know why they go with that, Suzanne? Because they can never see the menu to find anything else.
Maybe that's better. They don't have time to think about how expensive all the drinks are.
Yeah, we're trying to turn you over really quickly.
Like,
we don't want
out of here.
Menus.
No time
There's
to
a lot of people trying to turn Glenn over. Okay. I tried to get him to do a spit take, Suzanne. We got to get him in there.
That was pretty close.
All right. So next on the list we have the blackout shade crack. That little bit of freaking light,
Especially in Vegas.
oh my god! Oh, the one in Vegas. if you're facing the wrong way, if your rooms are facing east, Fiona,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it goes from to, it's
Yeah.
like it's
Right
like
in your eye line.
it's like that light in Raiders of the Lost Ark that lines up with the stake.
Yeah.
It hits you right there. Yeah. So
Okay. Now, why, Glenn, are you not traveling with a clip, a binder
All
clip, a
all
clip?
right, because first of all, I'm not smart enough to do that. And like I learned,
Suzanne.
I just recently learned the trick about the hangers with the little clips that you could put it on there.
You
But
could.
my point is, as
Should
they
The
run
thing is-
hotels, and this business more than anything is, can we come up with the technology to have these things, overlap without costing people a lot more money? Because you can see
I
they're
think at one point we had
Hotel,
at
they do the
Crown
overlap.
Plaza.
What?
They provided them right there. Like the Crown Plaza at one point had the clips on the drapes, so you could just clip
True.
it.
Right.
God bless them. Mm.
But also, Suzanne, Glenn's not allowed to have scissors, sharp objects, ink pens, or anything that he can hurt himself or others. So you would have to find some sort of like.
Well, hold on a
silicone
second.
hair tie.
I got the solution. My pool noodle will serve both purposes because we can put a slit down the pool noodle and then he can do the drapes. And then he can take it off and put it on the sink with the slit up top so it diverts properly. I've got it. I'm on it.
We've got to film Glenn start to finish on a trip with a pool noodle. We have to.
I got
The
it.
moral
Got it.
imperative.
New Orleans, we got it. I'm on it.
Nice.
Listen, I hope
My
your noodle
my free suitcase at Southwest. While I'm on my cattle call, I will have all the supplies in the suitcase.
There you go.
All right. All right. So the next thing that really the next thing that really bothers me is like, listen, I love the environment, hey, shout out Mother Nature, but I'm not a big fan of the bulk amenities in the shower, not the bulk amenities themselves, but that the spouts are this tiny. And like, I have to get all up in that shit's business over there in order to get some sort of liquid coming out. It's too tiny. It's too uncomfortable. I know that we can do better. And I know I've seen, well, maybe we can. I was going to say maybe we can make the spouts better, but we certainly can't learn an example from the faucet makers over there. Let's,
You don't need
Yeah.
that much, Glenn. They tell you that it's like the size of a dime. That's all you need.
It's not-
how
it's
much
not
hair
that-
do you have to wash?
this I know, less every day.
Okay.
Those of you who've been following, definitely less every day, but that's not the point.
Clearly, Fiona and I have a different issue.
When you're trying to get it, the spout is so short that you got to get all touchy and inside there way too.
And you can't pull them out. And
Yeah.
no,
You're not
they need a
supposed to.
longer spout on the pump.
And I will tell you, 1 out of every about 10 times, it's empty, which really drives me
That's infuriating.
bonkers. Oh, Fiona, that's happened to you. It's been
Yes. Yeah, I'm not a fan when it's empty for sure. And I have a lot of hair, so I'm not using a dime size, so I am pumping it like 20 times just to get some shampoo. So that
well, that's good. Now you don't have to go down to the gym, so at least you're getting something.
it's true. Yeah, I don't even need to work out. I'm just pumping the shampoo all day.
There you go.
Perfect.
Now, really, Glenn, why do you just not even travel with your own shampoo products? Why do you rely on what's in the shower?
Come on, Suzanne, it's too much for him to pack.
Do you think I'm prissy about my hair? Have you seen this? Daniel is saying, "Hey, Glenn, come on now. Duct tape fixes everything." That is true. Now that, Suzanne, is what I will bring with me.
It doesn't fix stupid, but it certainly muffles it. Just saying. Did Suzanne use good tape? Did she?
Nope, I hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, that's too bad. That was a great line. Your timing sucked though there,
Yep.
Craig.
You just had to wait.
All right, so I consulted on this one. I'm not sure. I need your opinions on this one. no fan in the bathroom. That seems to be a thing that bothers people a lot. Is there no fan in the bathrooms? What do you guys feel?
I was disturbed about a hotel I was in that had a dehumidifier in the bathroom. I have been doing hotels, maybe not doing hotels is the right language, but checking
Yeah,
in
that's
on hotels.
Yeah, that's a little
And
naughty.
a dehumidifier in the bathroom and a note that says our dehumidifier runs from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'm not digging that a whole lot.
Dehumidifier runs from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah,
I got
that-
pictures.
what state were you in?
The state I live in.
Oh, well, okay. You people play with alligators, okay? It's like, no. Okay, that doesn't count. Your whole state does not count.
Listen, do you know how many people were really upset that they thought I had an alligator in my yard? Lo and behold, it really is across the river, and my son gave me the picture of it. I'll send it to you later.
Yeah.
I was
Please.
just joking on April Fool's Day.
Wow.
Dr. Producer Suzanne and I swap alligator and bear pictures and all of this. By far, Florida wins. You got a lot of stupid humans down there that think it's really fun to chase a gator with a golf club. It's like, or they've got one of their buddies in their foursome getting ready to smack the ball, and a gator comes out of the water at them, and they just sit there and chuckle and don't warn them. It's like, no, this state is ridiculous.
It's a little wild.
Fiona, what's the most annoying animal that lives near you? For me here, it's raccoons, because they look at you and they want to fight. They're like,
Yeah. I haven't seen too many annoying animals. I mean, I live
It's humans.
not a city,
oh my
but
God, I got this squirrel family over here. They don't shut up. They just go on and on and on, complaining about the neighborhood and taxes and all of this kind of stuff. It's so obnoxious.
yeah, we don't have anything like that. We have like javelinas. They're like pigs. And we'll just look outside of our office and they'll just be like running around and they're getting in my boss's trash. And so we have those. I haven't really had to run in, luckily. We've got scorpions too, I guess. But again, I've been lucky enough to not encounter any scorpions. So
We had those.
What'd you
At
say?
the Arizona, we had those at the Arizona Biltmore like every 3 years during the lodging conference.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
No thing.
No, yeah, no thanks.
Box as well.
no,
They're delightful.
All right, so moving on. My next big hotel pet peeve is why do they seem to always design the room to have the vent and the cold air go right on your back when you're sitting at the desk? Every single hotel I'm in, I want to it's like either the room's too hot, but only at the desk where I am, it's like 12 degrees. So can we work on that one? Fiona, that happens to you too, doesn't it? Yeah.
A little. Yeah. I can never get the temperature right in the room. I don't know if it's always pointing at the desk though. I feel like usually it's right outside the window there. So if the desk is right there, then yeah.
I
can
just
never
get frustrated that they don't let it go lower than 65. Like I don't. I want it cooler than 65, and I don't have that choice.
more than
That's the
65.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, and part of that is if you're sitting there working desk, you're
Yeah.
not enjoying the amenities and spending more money. So they're trying to get you sick so that you will now go to the sundry store and spend $30 for a 12 tablet bottle of Zicam.
That's so really
No, it's a
good.
4 tablet. Don't give them that many.
All right.
No, that's
The
I was trying to be generous, but
the
No,
next
Glenn.
one, the next one on my my list over here is probably the original, the classic, and why after all these decades am I still saying why are there not enough outlets in rooms? And also, hey, you bought these you get these lamps with the outlets. Why do half of them don't work
don't work.
anymore? And then now I'm back to 1993 all over again with no outlets and all of that kind of stuff. Fiona,
Well,
you
I
have
like the alarm clocks with the old iPhone adapter. You know, the charging cord.
it had the old 32 pin one. That's the best.
That's the best. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it when I was still seeing like tube TVs circa like 2015 and stuff like that. I'm like, oh boy, I got to stay in better places, you know?
So Fiona, when you check in and you've got your tablet, your notebook, and you're trying to plug it all in, how many of those things work at the desk?
At
Yeah.
the desk of the hotel
Try to
rooms,
plug them in to get power. Yeah.
I don't feel like I've had too many problems with the outlets not working. I
I've
think
had so many.
I feel like now there's way more outlets too. In any of the newer hotels, now there's like USB-A directly into the wall, like USB-Cs in the wall. I feel like it's getting better.
I also find that when they do have those, you plug in a couple of few things and they don't really work well.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
they work well with one thing plugged in there, but if you have both plugged
there
in
you
there, they don't really work too well.
So,
So-
I just like travel with one of these, so I have all the extra outlets that I need.
Well, Suzanne, we're not all as good as you. We're just mere mortals over here fighting the good fight every day, trying to survive.
Glenn, some of us know how to pack.
I pack all of the important things. And
Just
the
because
anxiety
you were
pills.
used to and paid more attention to packing all the gear
I
and
like
not
these new
all the
ones,
stuff that's available.
and then you get all the extras. Like, it's great. You just
Yeah.
gotta plan ahead.
All right. So should we move on to the next one? All right.
Yep.
So the next one that I'm thinking about is we gotta figure this out, Fiona. This one really drives me crazy. We need to get the ice bucket people to talk to the plastic ice bucket liner people and figure out how to come up with a size that actually works. So, right? Because you're opening up the ice, you think everything's going really nice. Then you sachet on down to the ice machine, you hit that thing, and then all of a sudden, and then it falls in, and now you got random ice cubes all over the place. You don't know which ones are clean, you don't know which ones are dirty. So this is kind of where I'm at. How do you feel about this particular crisis that we face?
I think it's a good crisis. I mean, it's definitely true. I don't really use the ice buckets. I don't know. Everyone like loves the ice bucket. What are you guys using the ice for?
My drinks.
Lots and lots of drinks.
Lots
Yeah.
of drinks. Okay, maybe I need to be having more drinks then.
Uh,
Maybe that's my problem.
I think it's an easy solution. Okay, you have the ice company deliver packaged ice cubes in bags already into the machine that is on the floor. That way, you don't have to use dispersal system or anything else. Grab the bag and drop the bag in.
All right, so you just stay at an extended stay hotel and flip the lever in the ice machine in the freezer, and there you go. And you don't even have to travel down the hall, much less fight the bag.
Ooh. But what did they clean it with? That purple stuff? Yeah, no, I'm not doing that either. No.
Oh,
I think David uses that stuff in his house because he's got kids, but it's like no,
yeah.
I'm not doing.
All right. So the next one is kind of a twofer. It's like, why can't I ever find the garbage cans and in the room? And when I do find them, why have they become increasingly smaller? Hey, I think Suzanne, there's an assassin near you.
Oh! Do that! Do that!
My
There's a
robot.
lot
is
right
small.
out. Nice.
Yep.
That's hysterical. All right, so either a lack of garbage cans, and when I do find them, they seem to be really super tiny. That when I crumple up like a ball of paper, they barely could fit into the garbage can.
You can't even fit more than one bottle in it.
No, they're smaller than the ice bucket, and then I have to make that snap decision whether or not they're going to actually recycle it or not, and hope I put it in the right one. So.
Do you really think when they empty them, they're putting them in the right one?
No, they're putting it in the same container.
It's single stream recycling.
Yeah, back in the day, MGM used to put on their garbage cans. They had a sign that said, "Don't worry, we got single stream recycling. We'll take care of you." But I guess they got rid of that at some point. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Fiona, what do you think about that? You know, you've been traveling for all these years. You have run-ins with garbage cans in the room?
Yeah, I've never had a problem finding them, but yeah, they're definitely getting smaller.
You come on this show and you brag about your great eyesight. That you can see I'm wearing glasses right here.
You make a fair point. Maybe maybe if I needed glasses, it'd be a little harder to see them. No, they're smaller though. They're definitely smaller. The ones where they're split into two. It's just one trash can. There's recycling and trash, but they're neither of them are useful at that point because they have a divider. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. All right. All right. So this is the last one, and then Craig's got a few. I don't know how about you guys feel about this one, but I kind of feel like the directional signs when you get off the elevator are never really easy to see, and they're really, really tiny and stuff like that. And I'd like to get that fixed. And I've been to a couple of hotels where like your room number just isn't there. Like they've made a mistake. I had one recently where it's like they literally skipped my room number, and I had to go up and down the hall and trying to find which way the sequence was going. And also
Disneyland.
No, this was longer than that. But on my last trip, I stayed at a hotel, not relevant to the pet peeve, but I've never seen anything like this. Usually it's odds on one side, evens on the other. This hotel went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to the end, around and then back. So it's like you had room 1 and room 35. So I'm like cruising halfway down this freaking long hallway, and then I'm like there, and I'm like, whoa, what is this number configuration that's going on? Yeah.
Hey, Glenn, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. We'll go ahead. We'll slice you up. We'll make it happen.
Yeah. Glenn, I want you to wrap the noodle around you. Area. Yeah, just do one of these.
All right.
It also works as your headrest then too.
Yeah. So Craig, you've got you chipped in with a few the other day. Do you remember what they are? Or do you want me to say them?
Both, but I want to do the one that really gets under my skin.
Yeah, go for it.
And in this day and age,
this is a good. Buckle up for safety, Fiona. This is a good one.
Whenever you do a PIP or new construction, why the hell don't you have soft closed toilet seats?
Right?
This is ridiculous. You're traveling with somebody, you get up in the middle of the night and you go pee, and then you get it to close it when you're flushing, and bam! No, you're waking everybody up. No, stop.
Yeah, not only that, you're already blind because it's so freaking bright in that goddamn room at 3 a.m, right?
Go hand in hand. Yeah, the
that
bathroom
would increase the valuation.
Yeah.
What was that?
I said she'd have to increase the valuation of the hotels for those toilet seats.
Man, I'd have to pull it down. That is not good. No way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just absurd. Okay, Glenn, you and I have stayed in some really horrible hotels, but we've also stayed in some of the very best hotels in the country.
That's true.
Some really great hotels in Europe and all of that. And that soft closed toilet seat is not expensive. Just freaking put it in. Stop it. And if your engineer is going to Home Depot to replace one, let him know that he has to buy soft clothes. Okay? It's just like, stop it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I'll travel with my grandson. We'll get a suite with 2 bedrooms. He'll get up in the middle of the night. I know when he's up because he goes to close the toilet seat, and here's this slam and waking everybody up, and it's like, stop it. Stop it.
But look at how well you trained him to put the seat down.
Yes, I did. You know, it's just like every time I see one of these schmuck real estate agents out there that's touring a house and they want $15 million or more for it, and they walk into the bathroom and the toilet seat's up. It's like, really? Really? You want me to spend $15 million? You're going to show me a shithole? No.
That's so funny.
I hate toilet seats. Just close them.
Yeah.
Soft close.
I think the advice is that don't do the toilet, Craig. Just pee in the tub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I follow Glenn's example. I'll start peeing in the tub.
So I'm going to do Craig's line. That's going on a shirt. Fiona, is there anything in the bathroom that particularly aggravates you? It seems like Craig and I are very frustrated by bathrooms.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have covered a lot of them. You got the lights, the faucets, the toilet seats.
I got a new one.
Lighting is the worst.
I got a new one. As
You have a new one? Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. This I can't really. It's not going to make the list because it's such a new revelation that hotels couldn't have compensated for it at this point. But I love using a steamer to clean my clothes, and I'm finding that the outlet in the bathroom and my steamer cord is not long enough, and there's no place to hang the shirt in order to be able to do the steaming. So I'd like to see that get taken care of. I just bought an extension cord, so I don't want to hear it, Suzanne.
No, you just said time out. You said you get a steamer to clean your clothes.
No, to steam my clothes, not clean. If I said clean, I apologize. I did not mean to misinform our audience out there. As a journalist, I take facts seriously.
Now, Glenn and I had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. Go stay at a Moxie in the laundry room on site. They've got a big steamer that you can put your shirts and your suits in.
Banger.
They're great.
I haven't seen that yet. I didn't realize that existed.
Yeah. You want that nice line down the legs of the pants, and you want your lapels looking really good. Shirt. Yeah. One thing I'll say about Moxie, I'm not a big fan of the rooms. Sorry.
Craig, sorry, it's not designed for you. It's not about you, man. So it's okay.
Right. But I do like the steamer.
For Fiona's generation. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a Moxie fan either, though. I don't know. You didn't catch me with that. It's a little too small for me still. I'm not
Do
fun.
you like putting your bags under the bed?
I don't want to have to put them under the bed, but you probably do, huh? I've only stayed in one Moxie, and it's been a while. So
I don't know. I'm too old to bend over anymore, so I don't want to do.
I don't like
That's why I wear shoes that are not ties. They're all slip on.
They don't give you hangers, so you just have to put your stuff on the peg, and then that leaves the bump in your jacket or your shirt later because it just doesn't lay flat.
Yeah. All right. So we are definitely not going to be able to bracketize these tonight because we still got 2 more to go, and we're almost getting out of time over here. Craig, you remember what your other 2 were?
At this point, I've had so much fun, and I want to thank BF for
we're not ending yet. We still got 2 more to go. We're going. Right. We're going. I'm not cutting you. I'm not cutting you off short. I just want you remembered it. I'll tee it up. So you mentioned something about water pressure.
There's nothing worse than taking a shower in the morning and feeling like there's somebody just spitting on you because there is no water pressure. Buy the pumps to move the water.
Guest.
Here.
Sorry, that would have been 20 or 6 months ago.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's just like the peacoat, Glenn. Goes around, comes around. So, but water pressure is horrible. Now, granted, if you've done a conversion, let's say you've taken an office building that didn't function as a Class A office building, and either did a hotel and some rental units, apartments, with some retail on the ground floor. You put pumps on all those floors to move the water. You put in a larger system for drainage and everything else. Buy the pumps, fix your water pressure at these hotels. Got to take care of that. Yeah, that and lighting for women to put their makeup on are the 2 worst things.
That's gotten better. I mean, there's so many more mirrors with lights all around them. I think that worked well. Fiona?
Yeah, I like when they've got the little mirror that you can pull on the side a little closer. I don't
Oh, I like that too.
but it's
I
still
like
nice to be able to see a
Let me
little
tell you,
closer.
let me tell you, it looks great, but when you get older, it really shows those wrinkles.
No. And tell the truth. It's about trimming nose and ear hair.
Yeah, like what is with nature's cruel joke that you lose the hair here and then it grows on your back and out of your ears and nose? I'm like, can't we just stay consistent over here? I know.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
We've got to come up with some system to move nose hair over here. I feel like maybe we could just like do a comb over or something like that. All right.
You look like those Oakley glasses that came over the head.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right. Last one, Craig. You've got a little bit of problem with some breakfast buffets.
I hate breakfast. I don't care where I'm at. I hate them. Okay, it's not just a sneeze guard. And this applies really when you're in Vegas. Because you've got all these people, all these animals grabbing something to eat with tank tops on. It's about stopping the deodorant balls from somebody's underarm falling into the food. Stop it. Just stop it. It's terrible.
Man, I'm never eating out of
Breakfast.
hotel
I want
buffet.
something freshly cooked and served to me. I don't want something that's been sitting there like the bacon in a vat of grease with a paper towel on the bottom that quote unquote sucks up the grease. And who knows who the hell's hands have been all over everything? No.
Yeah.
Oh, pandemic. There should be no more freaking breakfast buffets. None.
Well, they're here to stay,
That's also
Craig.
the amount of fruit choices.
Fiona, when you reach a certain time in life, you realize you gotta steal fruit from the Sky Lounge in order to get through the trip.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pro tip right there for you. And my airline of choice, the Sky Lounge, always has like green bananas, so I grab a couple and then I treat them as precious commodities, and then throughout the trip they ripen, and then you could actually
Okay.
eat them. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
And I think if you're going to put fruit out there, put something that has to be peeled.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to grab an apple because I don't know about little juniors and everybody else touching those things and then right in the mouth and taking a bite. Okay. Now, I almost got Suzanne to do another spit take. Almost. Give me a banana, give me an orange, something that I have to take the skin off of. And I've sanitized my hand and the outside of the freaking fruit before I put it anywhere near my mouth. No.
All right.
Bananas.
So that's our list that we have come up with. Now, the deal is, everybody, maybe that's not the final list, Craig. Maybe we need to put it out, give some examples, and get some next week.
Well, you do have
All of that.
You've got David that he definitely does not like going into the hotels where there's the toilet paper roll is almost out, or the paper towel roll only has like 3 sheets left.
That's not really fun.
That's another problem. But do you
Yeah.
go over or under?
Over.
Donna, are you an over or under person?
Definitely over.
Yeah.
Does anybody go under?
What do you think? She's a savage?
Well, we have a few savages in the industry that like it under, and it's like, why?
No.
That's
Listen,
crazy.
I live with people. I live with people who give zero consideration to that. They just do it all random, like. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what is
If
wrong
you've
with
worked housekeeping, it's over and there's no alternative option.
There is no alternative. Period.
Period.
Flaunting the law. Ridiculous. Anyway, all right. So now that we're already over, and I don't think we're going to be able to do anything else. Otherwise, we're going to be here all night. So, Craig, what do you think? You think we should just like put it out to the group this week and then come back next week and wrap it up?
This week we'll do it on LinkedIn and various other platforms where we can do surveys, including YouTube. And we want everybody to participate. Glenn and I will come up with something, and we'll start posting that immediately. Well, by Monday.
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need
Don't
But
hold
to-
back, people.
yeah, we'd love to hear your responses. And
No, really, we'd really love to
maybe
hear
you'll be a
your
guest on the
responses
show.
whatsoever. We just want to
So-
feel alive. Yeah. All right.
Clint,
Now,
you need a hug. Need a hug now.
you know, I always need a hug. It's strange, Fiona. I need a hug so bad, but like I can't stand when people touch me, so I don't even know. Deal with that. All right, let's do this. That's right. It's a Plug and Palooza. The reason why you all tuned in to hear us sell our stuff. Fiona, you're gainfully employed. Why not plug them?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I work for Partner Valuation Advisors. We're under the parent company Partner. Partner Engineering and Science is one of our sister companies, and they can do all things environmental for you. They can do your phase ones, environmental surveys, Alta, all that. And if you need valuations, I'm on the hospitality specific team, but we've got teams that are doing, pretty much every property type that you could think of.
Is it difficult surveying the environment? Are you out there going like, "Hey, mountain, what are you thinking?" And then standing there for a response must be really tough.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to ask them. I don't know. I'm only looking at hotels, but I can imagine.
I got this great family of squirrels that you could interview.
Yeah, I should get on that. I'll tell Partner ESI that they should get on there.
Good. All right. What else do you want to plug? Is that you feel like you've done them good? You could
I
keep
think
going.
that's pretty good. Yeah, any consulting work that you need, feasibility studies, appraisals, we're your people.
Got email address, website, something like that.
Yeah, partnerval.com is going to be, our website there, and my email address is fhenry@partnerval.com.
Nice.
If you reach out to me, I'm more than happy to get you in touch with the right people and do whatever we can.
Awesome. Suzanne?
Well, I will not be with you all next Friday because I know, I'm sorry, guys. I put my colleagues up for awards and their nominations got accepted, and so I kind of would look like a jerk if I don't show up to support them. So,
well, you're gonna look like a jerk now to us, so there's that.
well, I'll try and figure it out. Like, while I'm driving on the way home, that 3-hour commute.
Listen, if you want to make an appearance, that'd be fun, but don't sweat it. Yeah.
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 But you can find me in New Orleans the week of April 14th, and more specifically, you can find me in E01 in the New Orleans Convention Center at 1:30 to 2:15 Central Time, where I am going to be moderating a panel on matters related to HR and hiring, and our friend Tim Floor, Miranda Kitterlin Lynch, and Karen Dick, a lawyer, will be joining us on stage.
Well, we got some big news. Fiona, Arnie says you did a great job. Kim
you.
also thinks you did a good job
Nice.
there. And no, Arnie, next week is Passover. You know that. And then the Good Friday.
I told him about our conversation. He said the exact same thing you did. I said, obviously, I'm the heathen.
Yeah, Craig was confused about Good Friday, and he was raised as a Good Friday guy, and us Jews had to remind him when it was. So we had a hearty guffaw from that. Gregory, you got anything to promote?
We've got a lot going on. Hey,
First of all, you got some hidden BFs tonight, probably, right?
Well, we had a hidden BF right here. We had them on the bottles on the back. So if you found all 4 of these,
I got one too.
Then
I did. I got one too.
So we got 5 of them. If you found the 5 hidden BFs, you get to be a guest on the show. So,
Yeah.
That's a winning prize.
After your experience, I'm sure you're going to be surprised. Nobody's going to.
As a gift for being on the show, you get a copy of my book. So Lynn's got one as well. Yeah, we got a lot of changes coming up. We got new shows for Click Connect. We got some Click Live, including one with Arnie promoting his new conference. We've got a couple of speaking engagements at commercial events here in California in the Western U.S. And are talking about some other things that we're going to do. So there'll be some announcements soon.
Yeah, we're debating between getting Mexican or Chinese. So
Yeah.
that. So we're very excited.
Especially at Arnie's event, I'm leaning towards Mexican because Chinese sucks out here for the most part. It's just like trying to get a bagel out here. It sucks.
Yeah, I had good Chinese last night, Craig.
Yeah. You always rub that in, and you never bring me a goddamn bagel. Never.
Never. He messed it up last time. He was supposed to bring it yet again.
Yeah, yet again. There's
Oh, wait, I can get one on Monday.
All right, I'm
The 14th.
How about you? You got anything going on?
Me?
You have anything to share?
Me? Do I have anything to share? Hey, I'm going to be doing some content with my friends over at the newly rechristened Starwood Hotels on Monday and Tuesday in Nashville.
Ooh.
There. Then week after that, come join us at the aforementioned AHOA, where No Vacancy is the official podcast of AHOACon 2025. I'll be talking to amazing personalities, doing some fun interviews, and you may even get to meet the incredible Dr. Producer Suzanne in person. That is going to be insane, crazier than anything Eddie ever encountered over there. That's a reference, Fiona, that you would not get. That's okay. After that, I will be doing a speaking engagement with good folks at IDM Hospitality in Wisconsin, and then I'll be attending the Choice Hotels event. And then after that, first week of May, I'll be hosting a panel with good, amazing folks over at Meet the Money in LA. And Craig, I did get invited to that party that Monday night, so there is that. So
I made a call.
Yeah, I just didn't read the email correctly. Breaking news: Arnie says there's great Chinese food in Westlake Village. What is that? Like a 4-hour drive from you, Craig, in LA traffic?
Once you cross LA traffic, yeah.
Yeah. I don't. He lives down. He lives down in Balboa, on Balboa Island, which is south of LA, and then Westlake Village is like an hour north of LA.
That's the farthest end of the western side of LA County. Yeah,
it's like that's insane.
But actually, we do have some really good Chinese restaurants. You know what we do have? Really good Vietnamese.
How's a Chinese restaurant in your area that looks like it was opened in like 1964?
Oh, no, I will not let anybody eat there. Never order rice or anything else because I came out of there. I was walking over to what was a Starbucks back in the day, and pigeons were coming out of the kitchen.
Oh
no!
They escaped. That's great. That's good news.
I would agree on this one. Arnie.
Yeah, some of them were hung upside down. It was it was duck.
Arnie, New York Chinese food is great, but I bet San Francisco. I haven't had San
Francisco.
So I bet that's the same caliber.
Same
All right. Wow.
Well, hi everybody. Fiona, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Don't
guys.
go anywhere. We're gonna end the show. Hang out. All right, everybody. See you later. Thanks for being here. We'll see you We'll see you next week with Bruce Jordan, the Michael Jordan. See you guys later. Be well. Take care. Bye.